Hey y'all, it is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, and this is VEOooooDA. And I'm saying it like that is because the reason why I'm saying it like that is because I'm supposed to be doing vlog every other day in August, okay? However, my vlog every other day in August took a turn because I skipped a day. And it wasn't that I didn't know what I was going to talk to y'all about. What the issue was, I waited until like dark 30 and decided that, well, remembered that I hadn't put my video up. And then, I was tired. I'm just going to tell the truth. I was just tired. And I just was like, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, so much for me making plans because tomorrow was yesterday and I was just doing a lot yesterday. So I'm here now. Hey, y'all? And so I'm gonna try to talk pretty fast and do a twofer, but we'll see. Anyway, what I had for yesterday was kind of like a follow up on that video that I did about change. And like everybody, if you've been on my channel for a hot minute, meaning longer than a couple of years, August is like reset time for me. And for me, August is like January for me. And I just kind of look back to see where things are, how things are, what have I been doing right, what have I been not doing, to the best of my ability. And that's what I mean by right, because, it ain't, in my world, it ain't no perfect. I mean, hey, it just is what it is. And I'm at the point where I understand that. I mean, even the stuff that's not 100% up to par is not, it's just like not room for just like to just discount everything that surrounds it, that led up to it, or that comes after it. So, in other words, the baby in the dishwater syndrome has pretty much left the building. And I'm grateful for that because I really honestly, if it had been like maybe about 10 years ago, I would have just gave up on doing the VEOooooDA just because I messed up. I didn't, whatever, and that's not right. I mean, you can't get nowhere doing that. You're not gonna ever. You will soon either just give up, period, or you'll come to the realization that you need to settle yourself down and just realize you're gonna make mistakes. Stuff ain't gonna be perfect. So, I was talking about change on one video, and then have you ever had these moments where it's like something but you can't articulate it the right way? Like, things that I have been observing, like about 4 or 5 weeks ago, Naomi and I went to breakfast. Like we had this thing we do sometimes. We'll go like to breakfast at like 6:30 in the morning, and we'll sit there like for hours on end and just talk. We talking about for real stuff, not no kitty-fied stuff. I mean, adult conversation. And it's not about people. It's just about what's going on with you, how you feeling, this, that, and other. Because she's already retired, And I'm just like, oh, man, I'm getting to that line. I'm getting to that line. And she's retired. We, at one point we're doing similar stuff, but we still have different experiences. And so we'll sit there and we'll talk about cultural stuff because she's not black, African American, mishmash, whatever this is I am. She's not that. She's totally different culture, and we can we cross lines. We say stuff because she knows me. She knows if I say X, then I'm not to turn around and say something about me or anything like that. Not on a derogatory term. We're not going there. So let me clear that up. But I am self-actualized enough to know, and I deal with people enough to know, with people that know what's appropriate and what ain't appropriate, And so, we just sit there and talk. We talk about what's been going on. Like today is her birthday. And so, you know, we already got plans for this weekend that we're going to get together and shoot the birthday breeze. You know, well, hey, old girl, you know, what you going to do in the next 365? You know, just kind of put the plan out there. We know it's day to day and minute to minute. And that's just the way, you know, but you still, as far as like concentrating and, you know, today is all shot to heck, but, you know, hey, on that day I'm going this and all of this stuff. And I haven't seen her since she went to Cabo. And where did she go? Cabo. And she went to Cancun and somewhere else. I haven't seen her since she went on these trips. So we got some catching up to do. And so, but it was something that we started out doing in October that I have to share with y'all. And we were, you know, this is something that it's like an ongoing dialogue that we've had. And it's kind of funny because we have perspectives that even since we started with this have changed. And so one thing, you know, that we have a lot of stuff in common, but one of the things that we talk about is just, you know, health and what are you doing? And what do you know, if you switch something up, then I'm telling her what I switched up, and she's telling me what she switched up, and what do you think about this? And those are the type of conversations at this point in my life that I like to have. I don't like secret squirrel behavior. I have a problem with that. And that's just me. I'm not telling other people how to act. I'm just saying how I respond to that type of behavior. If I'm your friend, then for the most part, it's full disclosure. You don't know everything, and you don't tell. I don't care how close you are. You don't tell everybody everything. But everything being on stealth setting, and I have to just like to get information, like pull your teeth out of your mouth. I'm not doing that. I've done it before, but I'm not doing it now. And so these are areas that when I say this type of stuff, it is because a lot of times if it's something I'm talking about, it's something that I used to do. I used to be surrounded by people that knew, and I have a lot of family members, and I'm just going to tell the truth, that know everything that, or at least they think they do, of what's going on in my life. If this is that, and that's that, and this is like this, and this is like that, they know. Because my mother and us, our family has always been like, just we out here. I mean, it's almost like an exposure type thing. However, everybody else, them and their kids, like if the kids was acting a monkey, didn't nobody know about that. Now, if we were doing something, everybody knew about it. And they have tried to keep that thread going. And I'm just not here for it no more. My thing is, I'm not going to keep, I'm down with disclosure is where I'm at. Because when people die and you start going through their stuff, you find out a whole lot of stuff. The only thing is they can't clap back or explain at that time. So you're free to draw your own conclusion. I don't ever want people to draw no conclusion about me. At all, period. I want you, if you come across a piece of paper when I'm not here no more and it says, she said she was feeling like this, I want somebody in the room to stand up. You know, I talked to her on that day and she told me that this is how this was going on that day and this is what was going on. I don't want, and I mean, knowing full well that there's still going to be an instance where people going to infer stuff, where people going to leave stuff out. But for the most part, I need people to understand my yes is yes and my no is no. And I try to abide by that. If I say, I ain't, then that's what I mean. I'm not really, and I have not always been like this. It is a freeing thing to know what you believe. It is a freeing thing to know how far you're going to go. It is a freeing thing to understand what real relationship is and what poor relationship is. And to know that there is a probability and a possibility that can change. A good relationship can become a poor relationship if it is not cultivated. And a poor relationship, if the people are willing to do the work, can be cultivated into a beautiful thing. And Naomi and I are case in point. Naomi is a worrier. She can worry. And we had this day one day when she was just doing the most over in the realm of worry. And I just told her, I said, number one, worry is just basically a form of fear. You need to figure out what it is you're afraid of. And then you need to look at that thing and just realize either it's going to win or you going to win. You going to go get a pill for this because do you want a pill for it? And she was like, no, I don't need another pill. I said, but if you keep on doing this, that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to either get something for your blood pressure, or you're going to get something for anxiety, or you're going to get something for your mental health beyond anxiety. I said, this is kind of productive. If it's a problem, look at the thing, talk it out, you know. And then if you need to run it by somebody, I'm going to tell you what I think about it, but I'm going to tell you what the words say about it. And number one, worry is top at the list. And anything that falls up underneath that category really need to be let go. So changes have been good for me, because it has allowed me to put a lot of things in perspective. And I'll talk about it, and Pierre knows if I'm talking about something, I'm just talking it out. But if I say, okay, on that, I'm doing this on it, he know when I do that, no mas. I might be talking about it, but I'm not going back to it. That's what I mean. And eventually, I stop talking about it. And that's when I do that, like when days and weeks and months and all that goes on, I'm good. Okay, so this pastor articulated how I've been feeling. And he did it in 5 steps. And he was talking about the 5 steps of change, because I really didn't understand how I got to this point. I knew that I did. I mean, I knew that I had changed because I'm not behaving and responding to certain things like I used to. Which is good, because it was the thing that I had prayed about, okay? So, but he perfectly articulated the 5 stages of change. And he also threw a bonus in there that I just really didn't see coming. But it made perfect sense, and I was like, thank you. 5 steps of change. Number 1, awareness. Like, you just start kind of like looking around like, okay, that's a problem like that. Just say like you need to lose weight. I'm going to use that because it's something that, I'm working on here. And you start raising awareness. Well, look, my pants is tight. Not really. I got some pants that's loose that I can wear now. So this is hypothetical right now. But I do have some tight ones that I'm working towards still. My pants is tight, and this don't look totally like I wanted to look at. I could just like, that road right there could go. So you start raising, awareness, personal awareness. You might put it out there in the street. And then you start pondering it. This is the second step, where you just like start doing your homework, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I said I need to lose weight. My pants is tight. That dress don't look 100% like I want it to look. I don't feel comfortable wearing that out on the street. What it's going to do? So then, value. And you start thinking about, okay, I'm aware that I need to lose weight. I'm looking at different ways that I can do this, and then looking also back at stuff that I've done in the past that didn't quite do what it needed to do. And then you start thinking like, why is this important? Why do I really need to lose weight? Well, number 1, health. That's always should be number 1. Well, number 0, which is always above number 1, is I need to be in compliance with what the Word of God says. This is a temple of God. This is my vessel. I need to possess it. I need to bring it into subjection. There we go. Then you start thinking about, okay, why is it important? And then the 4th one is you start prioritizing. Okay, so if I need to lose weight, what are the steps that I need to do to lose weight? And how is this going to fit into my day-to-day? Like if I know I need to exercise, how much exercise am I going to do? Because you figured out how much you're going to exercise when you start looking at, doing your homework over in the pondering part. Like, okay, I used to work out, 2 hours a day, wasn't getting nowhere. And now the thing is saying that HIIT is like the way to go, along with strength training. And then I'm going to get the maximum results without spending all that time. Okay, so now we down to prioritizing. So how am I going to fit HIIT, weightlifting, how I'm going to eat and all of this stuff into what I'm doing now and the things that I have to do. And then step number 5 is owning it. And that's when everything that you have raised awareness on, that you've pondered, the thing that you placed value on, and that you prioritized and placed into your schedule is now something that you are and something that you do. You are a being losing weight. What you do is work out. What you do is eat right. It ain't nothing that you got to sit up here and wonder about. You have incorporated this thing into how you do things, and so it's a part of you. Now here is the thing that he said that just kind of knocked it out. That there is a problem between number 3, which is value, and number 4, which is prioritize. There's a gap. And if you don't move from number 3 over to number 4, the whole process stops. So if stuff doesn't have enough value to make you prioritize it, the gap hits right there and the whole program falls apart. Never, ever, never, ever had I put all that together. And maybe you have, and I'm just slow to the party. You know, hey, it is what it is. But I'm just being honest. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. The 5 steps of change. Become aware, raise awareness, ponder, do your homework, value it. How important is it to you? What you going to get out of it? What other people going to get out of it? You know, because you're doing this. Prioritize it. You know, make it important. Pencil it in until it becomes a part of you, which means you then own it. Well, y'all, that's my VEOooooDA, which is vlog every other day in August. And I will hush my mouth.